I'm Mitra Sorrells in the PhocusWire studio with Alex Trimis. He is CEO of Welcome Pickups. Welcome, Alex.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. So for many, many years, we have been hearing about efforts to really link up the various elements of a trip, what has been called a connected trip, that can really adapt if something changes as part of that itinerary. How would you say that partnerships between mobility providers, airlines, hotels can reshape that traveler journey from touchdown to check-in?
Yeah. Look, I really believe that, everybody's talking many times about the legacy systems and the issues with technology and all that, but I still believe there's a lot of things you can be doing, especially as new technology and new systems are coming up, because right now there's not enough connectivity. It's not like the systems do not talk with each other. So
Right.
Let's say you're flying with an airline, you don't know, like the airline doesn't know if you have booked your transportation or like what's your hotel. The hotel doesn't know when you're arriving in order to prepare for check-in, and you're looking for this glue, right? So you're looking how can you connect all these players in a way that makes sense. And transportation is interesting because it sits in between two very important parts of travel, which
Right.
is the flights and the accommodation, right? And we could be connecting the two sides much more seamlessly. So if you have a delay, if your flight got canceled, like when you're arriving at the hotel, you can offer early check-in. Like there's a lot of data there that we could be sharing both ways, and we could be, honoring the connected trip and like working towards the connected trip in a much smoother way and like helping brands across to offer a better experience.
Yeah. And so that really relies then on those partnerships between each of those players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have partnerships with the connectivity players on like the hotel side or the airline side. You have like partnerships with the with the hotel brands, with the airline brands, so it's a mix of a number of partnerships that needs to be done and data to be shared in order for that connected trip to happen.
Yeah, that's why it's been so complex. I guess. So, as traveler expectations rise, certainly, how would you say that data and automation can help turn operational excellence into a real competitive advantage?
Yeah, look, I think especially on ground transportation, like, in our sector, expectations were very low. So, the expectation is that, let's say, if I'm booking a transportation, if I'm booking a transfer, the driver will be there,
Right.
and that's it.
Yeah.
You have very low expectations, and like, you're not leveraging data, you're not leveraging, personalization as much. So, like, I believe that there's a lot of like interesting data points that can like take a very commoditized service, which would be your taxi ride or your Uber ride or whatever, and make it actually an experience and actually the first and very important travel experience at destination, right? So how, is it your first time at the destination? Are you interested in XYZ? Where are you coming from? Like all this information, data points we collect, and then we pass to the drivers, and like, so the interaction and like the conversation between the two sides can be much more, fruitful and useful for the traveler. So we really believe on data. And of course we believe that technology can help on operational excellence, but also, it can uplift the whole thing to an experience from a commoditized service.
So you've touched on this a bit, but I'd love to hear you talk a bit more about some of the trends that are kind of shaping the future of ground transportation, what is possible, and how does technology start to redefine convenience?
Yeah, on ground transportation and what we see as trends, of course, we monitor what's happening with AI, and you see AI playing a very important role both on internal operations of all these companies, but especially I would talk about personalization again. I mean, personalization, like for us, like when you travel, each experience should be unique, right? If you're
Right.
traveling for business, there should be a unique like type of driver, a unique type of conversation. If you're traveling for your honeymoon, different. If you're traveling with your two kids, different. So you need to specify, and you can automate and personalize, automate that personalization through data and with AI. So that's a big trend for us. And I believe that you have, of course, the self-driven cars and all that, which is
Right.
a different set of trend happening, and like something that you need to monitor. And I believe we will reach to a point where the person will actually not be something of a necessity, but an upselling. Like it will be something like you get this person who speaks great English and is like a ambassador of the city, and it's like
Yeah.
actually the good part of the ride, not the bad part of the ride, right? So, so yeah, definitely.
That's interesting. Yeah, we do certainly hear that as AI becomes more a part of our everyday lives, people will really treasure those human connections and those human moments. So that's interesting. Finally, I guess I would ask, what do you think it will really take for travel brands to deliver consistent, seamless arrival experiences across hundreds of destinations worldwide? I mean, I know when I think of myself in travel, the thought of a seamless, consistent arrival experience would be wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, you need these type of brands like Welcome Pickups or other brands that work down to and control operationally each destination. You don't need, travel has worked a lot in the past with thin layers of distribution, so that didn't control vertically the experience. So there were all these companies create demand and then passing that demand to someone else and then to someone else and all that. So you need a brand that's like global enough but vertical enough to control the actual experience, to make it seamless, and to be responsible and be accountable for that. So that's the way to do it, right? You cannot just keep passing the ball. You need to really own that experience, and in order to make it seamless, and you need a lot of technology and a lot of good operations to support it, I would say.
Yeah. All right. Well, very interesting to hear what you're working on. So Alex Trimis from Welcome Pickups, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.